Hey, church family, it is Pastor Shannon here with our weekly update for April 29th. And I wanted to spend today talking a little bit about some things happening in our community and how you can get involved. When I first became the pastor here at First United Methodist of Excelsior Springs about 2.5 years ago, one of the things that I heard from you all and from our leadership was how important it was for our church to be connected to the community of Excelsior Springs. And I agree. I think being involved in our community is so important. So, for example, this past Saturday, myself and a few other members from our church joined with the city's Parks and Rec Community Cleanup Day, picking trash up around the city for Earth Day. And this spring, I've been participating in the Thrive Excelsior Citizens Leadership Academy to learn more about our city and to network with other leaders here in Excelsior Springs. And like I said, there are now a couple of ways for you to engage in our community and to help it continue to thrive and flourish and grow and be an even better place to live and work and worship. So the first thing you can do, and if you haven't done this already, is to fill out the Thrive Excelsior Community Survey. And you can find this at thriveexcelsior.com, but I'll also link to it in my email. And this is a really quick survey. It just takes 5 minutes. And I love the work that Thrive does. They are a nonprofit community coalition that they are working towards increasing life expectancy and quality of life here in Excelsior Springs. So they partner with different leaders, and they focus on improving things like economic vitality, housing, health and wellness, community connections. And I think we can all get behind the mission to help people live longer, better, and healthier lives and improve the overall quality of life here in Excelsior Springs. So I encourage you to take 5 minutes to do the Thrive Excelsior survey. Now, the second kind of survey or invitation you can be involved in is our comprehensive plan. So the city of Excelsior Springs is currently engaging in its comprehensive planning. And this is long-term strategic planning that looks at things like land use, transportation, economic development, what kind of retailers do we want to come in, what sort of recreational spaces do you need. Maybe you came to the open house that was here at our church a couple of weeks ago, but if you didn't make it to the open house, they now have an online virtual open house, and you can go in and you can look at all their initial plans and designs and actually make little comments and provide input. One of the things that they are looking at is developing the tracts of land that are kind of behind our church. And it's the section of land, some of it's owned by us, some of it's owned by the city, and some of it is owned by the hospital. And again, long-term planning, long-term goal is to develop this land into like townhome style houses or senior living. And both of those are a huge need in Excelsior Springs. So I would love for you to all go on and just comment like, this plan looks great, let's make it happen. So the virtual open house is going through May 9th, and once again, I'll link it in my email. This is a little bit more in depth, and it requires you to kind of read through the instructions and spend some time working on it. So set aside maybe 20 or 30 minutes if you really want to dig deep into the comprehensive plan open house. And then finally, I wanted to give just a little bit of an update on the co-op partnership that we've been talking about and working toward. Right now, we have just an initial draft agreement that the leadership board is reviewing, and they'll probably have some suggestions and changes and things that they want to adapt. And then once that lease, a draft agreement is approved internally by our board, we will then send it on to our conference legal team, our conference leadership to review it, and also our district committee on buildings and properties. And once all those folks and all those people sign off on it, we'll present it back to you all as the church for a church vote in coordination with our DS. So just that's really all the update I have. We haven't forgotten about the co-op, but again, this is a really great way that we can partner with our community and with businesses within our community. And I will let you know more information once I have that available. And at the end of the day, I think we all want the same for Excelsior Springs, both as Christians and people who aren't part of the church. But we want this to be a place where people can live and flourish and thrive. And anything that we can do to make Excelsior Springs look a little bit more like the kingdom of God, I think that is a good thing to do. This Sunday, May 4th, is graduation Sunday, and I hope to see you there.